Welcome to the Mineral Way, where we unlock the power of minerals in warding off serious health conditions and boosting wellness. Tune in and discover there is a better way. The Mineral Way.
That's right. You've got it tuned in, or you're listening to The Mineral Way with Pharmacist Ben Fuchs and Dave Michaels. Pharmacist Ben, though, is the star of this show, no doubt about that. And if you want to get on board, you can call us live at 831-479-1080, 6 p.m. Pacific, or you can text 831-218-5726 with your questions, and we will get them to Pharmacist Ben Fuchs, and we will address them, Ben, because we want everybody to be in the best health possible. That is the whole mission of this show, Ben. That's why we do this. Are you there?
Yes, sir, David Michaels.
Okay.
And I believe that this is the Lord's work. Hosea 4:6, my people perish for lack of knowledge. We're not given the straight scoop, Dave. We're just not told how it is when it comes to our health because of financial interests, because of economic interests, because of corporate interests, lobbyists. There's so many reasons. There's so many things that interfere with our ability to get the real scoop. And that's why the work that you and I are doing is so important.
I agree, Ben. And, not only that, but it also helps people financially. It can help your family. I mean, it's helped mine, Ben, like you wouldn't even believe. I don't know if we want to get into this part. But Youngevity not only offers great health products, but it also offers a fantastic opportunity to work from home. It's a business opportunity. That you can have Ben and I working for you. You can work with us, however you look at it. But we will provide the training and give you the tools that you need to make yourself a successful stay-at-home business.
It's funny, Dave. Being an entrepreneur is not for the timid.
No.
Right? I mean, it takes work. It takes an ability to proceed forward in a state of uncertainty because you don't really know. You don't have a paycheck coming in automatically like you have a job, like when you have a regular job. But it's so rewarding. The idea of working for yourself, the idea of building something that's yours, and of course the idea of making a difference in people's lives. All of this makes it so rewarding. But it's entrepreneurship, and being an entrepreneur is not for the timid. It's a warriorship. You got to be like a warrior when you're an entrepreneur. And I've been an entrepreneur my whole life. Even when I was a little kid, I was an entrepreneur, and I actually find it thrilling. I wouldn't want to live anywhere else. And true entrepreneurs will tell you that it's not as cut and dry as a paycheck that you get when you're working for somebody else, but you're working for yourself. And even better, Dave, you get residual income. That's what my favorite thing is. You get income while you're sleeping, or while you're on vacation, or while you're at your kid's basketball game, or taking your kid on to some to a hockey game or whatever. You're able to earn money. When you're an entrepreneur, you're able to earn money residually for the rest of your life. There are people at Youngevity who've been getting checks. They haven't even done anything with Youngevity. They've been getting checks for 40 years, or not that long, but 30 years. Mm-hmm. And that's really, to me, that's just as much fun as being an entrepreneur and building a business that's yours, where you are your own boss. You're your own authority. One time I asked Doc why he named the company American Longevity. Remember, it used to be called American Longevity, right?
Right.
And I asked him, why did you name the company American Longevity? And he said to me, the coolest thing, he goes, it's my two favorite things. Longevity, meaning health, and America, meaning you can do it yourself. You can be your own authority. You don't have to be the victim of your boss or your job or the economic situation in the world. You can make things happen on your own. And that's what makes America great. And that's what Doc told me. He said, that's why I named the company American Longevity, because it's about America, being your own authority, taking control of your own life, with not just with wealth, but also with health. Mm-hmm. And longevity, of course, meaning health, healthy living, healthy lifestyle. And that's really what it's all about, Dave. It's a healthy lifestyle. And sometimes people ask, and I know you get these questions too, what can I do for my arthritis? Or what can I do for my dry eyes? Or what can I do for eczema? Or all these kinds of questions. It's really a lifestyle. It's not like, we want to be careful about practicing allopathic nutrition. You know what allopathic means? You've heard the term?
I'm going to pretend like I don't know,
okay.
Ben.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Allo means against. Pathy means disease. Oh. And the idea of allopathy or allopathic medicine is you fight disease. This idea of fighting disease is where we get this notion that you can have a vaccine against cancer, for example. Or you can drug yourself back to health if you've had your gallbladder removed. This idea that we fight disease with surgical procedures or injections or medications or all of the accoutrements and tools of the modern medical model. What we want to look at is being kind and gentle to the body and giving the body the raw materials it needs so it can do its own work. And this is not a medical issue. It's a lifestyle issue. And to me, that's one of the most important messages we have, Dave, is that health is not medical. Health is lifestyle. And you don't have to be a PhD or an MD or a super scientist to understand how your body works, because your body is eminently logical. And if you have a health issue, it can be reduced to a few basic breakdowns in the body. We talk about this all the time: leaky gut and dirty blood and metabolic syndrome or messed up blood sugar, adrenal thyroid issues. There's certain basic factors or features that underlie all health challenges, and whether you've been diagnosed with arthritis or an autoimmune disease or a movement disorder or Parkinson's disease, doesn't matter. The way you resolve these conditions is the same, whether it's Parkinson's disease or whether it's eczema. And that means you get yourself on a good nutritional supplement program. You patch up a leaky gut. You stay away from the bad foods. You do a little exercise. You drink a little water. You make sure you're respirating correctly, breathing correctly. You get enough sleep. There's these basic things. You tell me, Dave. I'm a healthcare professional, so I'm prejudiced. But you're a layperson. Why is it that we find this so difficult?
I think it's a lot of it has to do with self-control and influence through the media and other advertising mediums.
You think it's advertising?
I think it's advertising. Yeah.
Yeah, it's tragic to me because, I'm the guy who picks up the pieces. I get the letters. You do too. Mm-hmm. You see the folks in the Dave Cave.
Yeah.
It's heartbreaking, some of these folks.
It is.
Especially if you're dealing with kids. There's some terrible things that can happen to people. And it's heartbreaking. And it's so unnecessary. And that's why what you and I are doing is so darn important.
I agree, Ben. So before we get started on the to start talking about bad stuff, Ben, let's give people a little hope. Okay. Let's tell people how they can take better care of themselves.
Yes.
And how they can even, avoid some of these health issues that are really, really, you really want to avoid them.
I'll tell you just one quick thing that you can do.
Sure.
Eat less, supplement more. Do you know when you start a nutritional supplement program, one of the first things that happens is you don't feel as hungry. Mm-hmm. You're satisfied with less food because now your body has nutrients to be able to take advantage of the food. We have plenty of food. There's nobody starving in this country. There are people functionally starving, but there's nobody who's not getting enough food. Very few people. Maybe there's some places in Appalachia or something where they don't get enough food, but for the most part, most people get plenty of food. But because of micronutrient deficiency, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, fatty acids, what Doc calls the mighty 90 essential nutrients, our bodies have been rendered incapable of taking advantage of the energy in food. And that's why we're the starving obese. Because when your body has energy but it can't use it, guess where it goes?
Where? On your butt?
On your butt, exactly. And on your gut. Oh. It's what body fat is. It's energy that the body can't use. And this is the situation we find ourselves in the United States, where almost 70% of Americans are obese or overweight.
Dang.
This is craziness, right? And we have a situation where 60% of Americans have at least one chronic disease, 40% have multiple chronic diseases, 25% have 5 chronic diseases. I mean, you're talking about a serious health crisis. And the reason is simply, we're getting enough food, but we're not getting enough nutrition. And that's from a physical perspective. There's other issues. Our high stress lifestyle probably plays a role, and toxicity in the water and the air play a role. But for the most part, the lion's share of our health crisis can be rested on the lap of lack of nutrition and an excess ingestion of energy in the form of calories. The average American eats about 3,000 calories a day. You only need about 800.
Wow.
You're fine on 800 calories a day. You're not going to starve on 800 calories a day. You're not even going to be uncomfortable on 800 calories a day, and that's 1/4 of what the average American gets. So every day, you can think about it this way. Every single day, if you're a standard American, you're getting 4 times as many calories as you need. And think about how that adds up. Of course, that's going to add up to the pounds at the end of the year. So what do? Get on the Healthy Start Pack. And not only that, we'll help you You know, everybody who gets on the Healthy Start Pack, if they get on a Zoom call or they get on our podcast here, next time we do, the next time we do on live, we'll walk you through it. Your upline will walk you through it. We'll help you. We'll coach you. You have to do the work, but we'll coach you through the whole process. And then if you want to be a distributor, we'll help you build a business as well. If you want to be a distributor, we'll help you with the products. We'll help you understand how to use the products for your health or your loved one's health or friends or families or customers. And we'll help you build your business. That's why I love network marketing so much, by the way. Network marketing is a marketing model, or a business model, I should say, that allows everybody to benefit. You know, when you work for the man, you don't benefit when your company makes more money, right? But when you're in a network marketing setup, you benefit from your upline, and your upline benefits from you. It's the perfect win-win business opportunity, and especially if you're dealing with, especially when you're dealing with health and nutrition, because not only do you get win-win in terms of money, but you get win-win in terms of your health and physical well-being. So what should we talk about here, my friend?
I don't know, Ben. You know, I think we should probably go to the text messages. And the first one that I see here is about plantar fasciitis.
Plantar fasciitis.
What does that mean, Ben?
Do you know what that is?
I'm going to pretend like I don't know, Ben, because, you know, even though I do know, Ben,
you know what it is.
The point of this podcast is to educate people.
Yes.
And we're not going to do it by me saying, I know what that, and not.
Well, you know what it is. You know a lot.
I do, but I want
How many
you
years
to.
Have you been doing this?
I've been doing this probably about 12 years or so.
You know a lot of stuff.
Yeah, but I want you to explain it.
I will explain. It's basically itis always means inflammation.
Okay.
Fascia is a special type of connective tissue, or collagen, really. And fasciitis is an inflammation of the connective tissue. The plantar region is on the bottom of the foot. And when you think about it, your foot's doing a lot of work, right? Mm-hmm. And so the plantar supports the kind of, you know how you have the difference between a flat foot and an arched foot?
Yes.
The plantar supports the arch when you're walking. It's a shock absorber of sorts.
Okay.
And over the course of time, as nutritional deficiencies kick in, areas of the body that are under the most stress start to become inflamed. Well, obviously the bottom of the feet, you know, you're walking, there's a lot of stress there. So plantar fasciitis is a sign of generalized connective tissue, or you can think of the word collagen. There's more to connective tissue than just collagen, but you can think of collagen and connective tissue being inflamed. Anytime you have inflammation in any part of the body, and this is really important because we hear that word inflammation a lot, right? Everybody's, you know, whenever they talk about health, they talk about inflammation. Mm-hmm. Inflammation is a defensive response. It's a protective response. Inflammation is an indicator that something has gotten into the body that shouldn't be in the body. In the case of plantar fasciitis, it's a whole bunch of stuff. Usually, it involves sugar, toxicity that's getting into the bloodstream through the intestine, in combination with generalized deterioration of the connective tissue. So there's 3 steps to dealing with plantar fasciitis from a nutritional perspective. And before I get into that, I should also say, anytime you have an itis, like a fasciitis, or any kind of itis in the bone or the connective tissue, the muscle or the connective tissue, we say, body work is amazing. Have you ever gotten a massage, Dave?
No, Ben.
They're
I don't
amazing.
like people touching me. I don't like it.
Certain people probably. But they are amazing. They really are amazing. Everybody should get massages on a regular basis, or at least body work. Massage is kind of a gentle type of, it's more like touch, but there's some pretty serious body work where they manipulate the connective tissue.
Yeah.
Rolfing is one such body work.
That's what I want to do. I want to do
Rolfing's
rolfing.
great.
Yeah, I want
Yeah,
something that's
rolfing's
manly, you know, Ben, like.
Yeah, because it is pretty tough.
Yeah.
They make you cry sometimes.
Oh, that sounds great.
But the kind of body work where they really, really get into the tissue and manipulate it is important for all itises that involve the connective tissue. But that having been said, from a nutritional standpoint, number 1, you want to use connective tissue building supplements for 2 reasons. First of all, because you're dealing with a connective tissue problem, and taking in connective tissue building supplements will help the body repair connective tissue. So the Gluco Gel caps, Osteo FX, Collagen Peptides, Fucoid Z, all of these are wonderful connective tissue building supplements, the ultimate EFAs, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, the Healthy Bone and Joint Pack. But there's another reason why building the connective tissue is important, and that's to patch up the leaky gut. You know, when you have a leaky gut, toxicity gets into the blood, and this can be a cause of inflammation. So when you build the connective tissue, not only do you help the body repair, but you also support the strength of the intestinal lining, which is really where the whole disease process begins. That is through a leaky gut. And then you want to work on your blood sugar. There's a very important role between blood sugar, between elevated blood sugar and connective tissue deterioration, a process called glycation, which is basically caramelizing when your connective tissue turns to caramel. And this glycation response follows diabetes, or people who are dealing with diabetes or messed up blood sugar. So working on your blood sugar is also important. Here's the good news.
Okay.
Really good news. When you do everything we just talked about, and if you want just products, Fucoid Z, Collagen Peptides, Beyond Tangy Tangerine, Osteo FX, Gluco Gel caps, Ultimate Enzymes. I forgot to mention those. Those are really good for anti-inflammatory. Did you know that?
I've heard you mention that before, yes.
They're anti-inflammatory, if you take them on an empty stomach. So the cool thing is when you take these products for building connective tissue, say in your foot or anywhere in your body, you get less wrinkles. You get a stronger vascular system. You get better bone. You get overall connective tissue building benefits that will anti-age you, or at least slow down the aging process, particularly when it comes to immobility and the pain that is associated with aging and with movement associated with aging. You'll be supporting the strength of the connective tissue, so you'll be improving range of movement, and you'll be reducing the pain that's associated with deteriorating connective tissue. That's why I love nutrition so much, Dave. You can't say that about drugs. Can you imagine if I told you there's a new drug that came out? It's great for your heart, it's great for your bones, it's great for your muscles, it's great for your digestive tract, it'll help reduce plantar fasciitis, it'll help prevent wrinkles, and also strengthen your blood vessels and protect your heart, and it's completely non-toxic and cheap.
I'll buy it.
Yeah, right? Exactly. You'll buy it. That's exactly it. And that's what nutrition does. There's no drugs that can do that. You take a drug, and your body says, get these Satan behind me. It has to clean that drug out, detoxify, and get rid of it. That's how drugs work. So sometimes people ask me, they're like, Ben, you're a pharmacist. Why are you studying nutrition? You know what I tell them? Nutrition is God's medicine. That's divine medicine. Nutrients are divine medicine. They're nature's medicine. And that's why I call myself a nutritional pharmacist.
I like it, Ben. I like that line of thinking, and that's what Youngevity is all about.
That's what we're all about. And that's the whole reason we're all about that is because it's easy for us all to access it. So you asked earlier, what can we do? Mm-hmm. Eat less food, supplement more, get some exercise, do some body work, practice slow, deep, rhythmic, I call it SDR breathing. Make sure you're fluidizing, hydrating your body. Make sure you're using Beyond Tangy Tangerine when you're hydrating your body. It's all of these things that we can do on a regular basis. I'm telling you what, as a pharmacist who's been working with doctors for 40 years, let me think how long I've been doing this. It'll be 40 years next year. It'll be 39 years. Man. I can tell you, there is nothing in the doctor's magical bag of tricks that can help you when you're dealing with a chronic degenerative illness, which is most of our health issues. Most of our health issues are in the realm of chronic degenerative disease, and there's nothing in the modern medical model's bag of tricks that can help you with that. No knock on doctors, by the way. They're beautiful people. The medical model is populated with saints, especially the nurses and the paramedics and the doctors and all the associates who work at the hospital who help everybody else, the PAs and the CNAs and the LPNs and such. They're angels. They're beautiful, beautiful, beautiful people. This is no knock on them personally. This is about the model, which is not equipped to be able to handle most of the misery, most of the health misery, or most of the reasons for the health misery that the average American suffers through. Doesn't matter. We can do it ourselves, and we at Youngevity can help you do it yourself. I'm on the phone all day long helping people. We do Zoom calls every week. By the way, Daily with Doc every Friday. If you're listening to this podcast and you want to interact with me, go to Daily with Doc every Friday. Mm-hmm. And then, Dave, what do you say we give out a Beyond Tangy Tangerine? What do you think?
You want to give away another can?
I'm going to give out a BTT. What do you think?
Wow, Ben.
I'm feeling generous.
That's
especially
fantastic. On your nickel. Right. Well, how are we going to do
that?
Especially
on MZ's nickel.
How are we going to do that, Ben?
Well, they'll come. We'll have to have a question of some kind.
Okay.
What is Dave Michaels' boxers or briefs?
That's okay.
Does Dave Michaels wear boxers or briefs?
So,
no, that's not good. I probably shouldn't do
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, you never know where that can go, Ben.
Because that's not going to be on the internet.
Could end up fun.
I don't think that'll be on the internet, will it? It might be.
I don't know, Ben. I don't know. But you know what? This again is a perfect example of how working with Youngevity and the characters that you meet can be so much fun, Ben. And you get to make money, you get to help people. It's fun, dude. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, there's a conference they're doing they do these mini conferences periodically, and they're doing one in August. Or no, I'm sorry, in 2 weeks in February in Arizona, not in August, but in Arizona.
Okay.
And they do them periodically because really, you're right. There's a family here. Everybody knows each other. Not everybody, but the people who've been in the business a long time all know each other, and we hang out together, and we're all dedicated to the same kind of health principles that we don't have to be doctored or medicalized. We can do this ourselves. And of course, everybody who's in the distributor side, the business side, are entrepreneurs, and we bond on that level as well. So when you join the Youngevity family, you're getting awesome products, you're getting know-how, you're getting an opportunity to really make some either a little bit of money or some significant money, and you're joining a community of like-minded people. Do you know loneliness is considered the new smoking? Have you been reading about loneliness? Especially older folks.
People tell me that, Ben. I got to tell you this, dude. I believe it, but on the other hand, I like the solitude, dude. I really, really like loneliness, as they say. I think it's great.
Well, there's a difference between being lonely and being alone.
Oh.
Right? Being lonely is not the same as being alone. Alone comes from the word all one. Is that interesting? All one. It means that you're self-contained. And that's different. Yeah. Loneliness is really, it puts you at risk. So it's kind of like an isolation thing. And it puts you at serious health risk for mental health issues, physical health issues. Okay. Heart disease is associated with loneliness. Short longevity is associated with loneliness. And do you know that loneliness, 1 out of 3 adult Americans report feeling lonely at one time or another, and 1 out of 4 Americans report not having social and emotional support for dealing with their health issues or dealing with their problems. When you're in a community of like-minded people, if you're out there listening and you like the idea of health, alternative health, you believe in the power of nutritional supplementation and some of these other alternative ideas that we talk about, and you join us in this mission, really, and it is a mission. It's like you're joining a family. You're with your peeps. It's like welcome home is what it is. And so when we talk about, come on, join us, we're not just talking about join us to help sell and to help promote the supplements, but we're also saying join our family so we can become, our family can become that much bigger. And in terms of social isolation and loneliness, your increased risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes, mental health, depression, anxiety, dementia, and shortened longevity, it's a really, really serious problem. And when you have a family like Youngevity that you join in, it gives you a sense of community and it gives you a sense of purpose, not to mention friends that you can hang out with and toss the you-know-what around with, like me and you.
Right. I love it, Ben. Absolutely love it. So what else do we want to tell people about, Ben?
We can tell them about all kinds of stuff. What's your absolute favorite Youngevity product? I'll tell you mine.
Oh, well, my favorite single one is Beyond Tangy Tangerine. I think that goes without saying. But, my 3, there's 3 items, Ben, in my experience, and I say this not because of taking it, but because of how many people I deal with and the feedback. Because, I have my own little store here, and so I get to see the people, but I also get to see them on a regular basis, so I get the feedback. Yeah, I get the feedback all the time. And the superstars, in my opinion, of Youngevity, or at least what I carry, is Tangy Tangerine, Osteo FX, and Gluco Gel. And the EFAs, but, EFAs are you can get those. my favorite 3 products to turn people on to, Tangy Tangerine, Osteo FX, and Gluco Gel. That gets results, 99.999% of the time. They love it. They come back for more. And I can see it. I could see it in the way they carry themselves. I could hear it in the way they talk. They're brighter. They're happier. I can see it. I can see it working. Yeah. And I get to see it because I see them once a month, and it's noticeable. When you hang out with somebody all the time, you might not notice things changing gradually. But when you see them once a month, you can see it changing. Right. It's fantastic, Ben. I love it.
Yeah, when you can actually, in a way, because you have the Dave Cave and you're seeing people every day, or every Saturday, however you're there, you have a better understanding than than clinicians like myself who are helping people on the phone and giving advice, because you're, like you say, you're actually seeing people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when you really feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Dave, like you have to tell everybody.
Oh yeah,
like you
absolutely.
could not tell people, right?
When they come here, first of all, I want to know what issues they're dealing with, and then I want to know, what their budget is, but man, I try to help them get the products that will give them the best results, and they are thankful. It's great, Ben. I can't believe it, dude. I can't believe that I'm doing this. It's fantastic.
Isn't it fun?
Yeah.
Yes, and that you're making money doing it.
Yeah, it's a win-win situation.
Yeah.
But even better than making money is helping people.
Yeah, it's like a perfect win-win. You're making a positive difference in the world and in individuals' lives, and you have a business out of it.
It's beautiful.
It's a perfect win-win.
As far as the business goes, Ben, I mean, if people want to learn more, they can always get a hold of us. They can go to themineralway.com and send a message there. They can email kseodave@gmail.com or send a text message, 831-218-5726. But in the case of my family, I've got my son and my daughter enrolled as well. So, and my daughter has made enough money to, she bought her mom a car. She's got enough money to save for college. It's been it's been a blessing for my family. And not just the health of the people that I know, but also for my family. And it can work for anybody that is interested and wants to put the time. It can work, and it does work. It's just fantastic.
That's awesome, David. Well, I'll tell you what. If anybody's out there and they like what they're hearing, by the way, these are on the website, right? These podcasts?
Yes, they're on the podcast. Yeah, themineralway.com.
If you're listening on the podcast, send us a note. Send us a note. Tell us what you think about the podcast. Tell us what you think about the products. Tell us what you think about Youngevity, and tell us, let us know if you want to participate in Youngevity. And you know what? If you send us a note out there, and you put your address, you just might find, I'm not promising anything.
Pharmacist Ben Fuchs is going to show up at your doorstep at midnight.
No.
Oh, dang it.
You just might find a jug of Beyond Tangy Tangerine in your mailbox. I'm not going to promise anything.
Ooh, I like that.
Just putting it out there. If you send us a note and you put your address there, you might open up your mail one day, there'll be a package in there, and there'll be a jug of my all-time favorite nutritional supplement, Beyond Tangy Tangerine.
And if you include your phone number, you might get a prank call in the middle of the night.
You might get a crank call from Dave.
Yeah, heavy breathing and all that stuff.
Did you do that when you were a kid?
Oh, all the time. That's before they had caller ID. You could do that.
No, you couldn't do it.
You could call the police station and say, "Hey, whatever."
Do you remember before caller ID and voicemail?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're too young for that.
Well, no, I think I remember before voicemail. I remember being amazed at these
There was a time
machines
before voicemail.
Yeah.
Do you remember rotary phones?
Oh, of
you would
course,
dial.
man. Of course. I'm not a spring duck here. I've been around for a while. Yeah.
There are a lot of people who have no idea about rotary phones.
Oh, they don't know what they're missing.
Those were sparks. You know how those work? Those worked with sparks.
No.
Yeah, that's how they worked. They should just fire off sparks inside.
Interesting. That just makes me ask a whole bunch of questions. It makes me connect the dots. I can connect the dots with a lot of things that I've heard before. That's amazing, Ben.
Yeah. It was all electrical. Those were the old days.
Yeah, the old days, Ben.
The old days. Me and you remember the old days, which were only 30 years ago, actually.
Yeah, things are changing fast.
How long? You've been doing Youngevity 12 years? I've been doing Youngevity since 1998. I met Dr. Wallach in 1998. We were both youngsters.
Yeah, I've been doing it probably about 12 years, maybe a little bit longer.
I think longer.
Yeah.
Longer, Dave.
You know what? My daughter's 16, so yeah, it's probably been closer to 18 years.
That's right. I would say that.
Wow, Ben, time flies.
Dave, how old are you now, buddy?
52.
Holy cow.
Yeah, I know. How old are you, Ben?
I'll be 65 next month.
Holy cow.
Holy moly, right?
Well, you're in good health, Ben. I'm sure
in
of
good
that.
health, praise God. Absolutely. Yeah. That is the one thing that you want to be very, very grateful for if you're healthy. And if you're not healthy, we're going to get you healthy if you want us to. Understand this. If you're not healthy right now, we can help you get healthy. That's our mission. That's Youngevity's mission, and that's Dave and I's personal mission.
Ben, it looks like we only have enough time to cover one topic, and that would be plantar fasciitis and building your own, business at home. I think we've covered those.
That's it.
That's all we've.
That's all we have.
Have time for, Ben. But
stretching is also good. Stretching the foot is also the calf and the foot. The bottom of your foot, like you point your toes up, and you can also point your toes down and stretch your calves. Moving your feet up and down the front of your foot where your toes are up and down. That's a great exercise for plantar fasciitis. A lot of plantar fasciitis is just inflammation from poor walking. So by stretching and by manipulating your foot, even doing your own foot massage or have somebody do a foot massage, that can be helpful. And then applying ice to your heel can also be helpful if you're dealing with plantar fasciitis. And of course, comes to worse, you need like Motrin or something like that. But you know what? Guess what nature's Motrin is?
Aspirin? I don't know.
Nature's aspirin.
I don't know. I mean,
ultimate EFAs. Your ultimate EFAs are nature's aspirin. And the anti-inflammatory properties of aspirin, and for that matter, Motrin, can be duplicated by ingesting the right balance of omega-6 and omega-3, which of course is what we have with our ultimate EFAs and ultimate EFA pluses. So that's another very important connective nutrient, I should say, for helping our friend with plantar fasciitis.
You know, maybe during the next show, Ben, we can cover just essential fatty acids, because
they're so important.
I've heard you talk about this so many times, and it seems like it's good for everything. But there's so much to learn about it. I mean, we certainly don't have enough time.
Count on it. Let's do it next week. We're going to do it next week.
All right, Ben. That sounds good.
All right, my man.
All right, Ben.
Talking to you, Dave.
So I will see you, or I'll talk to you next week. And if anybody has any questions for Pharmacist Ben Fuchs, you can text them to 831-218-5726 or call 831-479-1080 Monday evenings, starting at 6 p.m., and we will answer your questions. So that's going to do it for this episode, Ben. I will talk to you next week.
Thank you. Talk to you next week.
You have a great day, sir. And before we go, I just want to remind you that if there's anything that you want to purchase that you heard about tonight, be sure to go to themineralway.com. That's the website. There you will also find archives to the show, themineralway.com. Don't go anywhere else. Be sure to join Pharmacist Ben Fuchs and myself. We'll be sure to give you all the support you need to start your business or to make the right purchase of the products that you need. So again, themineralway.com. You can send a message there, themineralway.com. And thank you for listening. Talk to you next time.